pretty great. My intention is to sync up and be strategic about what our priorities are for this upcoming sprint that's kicking off this week. And distractions are just this connection shows that it's strong, but I have a feeling it's not so strong. And I will pass it to Willie.
Thanks, Forrest. Yeah, the sound quality is really good. I'm glad it's working out so far. I'm feeling great. Just got off a long day of work, but really excited about what we're working on. So not feeling too exhausted, feeling energized, excited for now to switch over into Giveth mode and plan this next sprint out. Really excited for it. So was there anything else we were supposed to check in with?
Just what's most alive for you, which can look like your intention, or if there's something else you want to share personally.
Nothing else that I want to share right now. I'll pass it to Lauren.
Hey everyone. I am just slightly distracted by all of my tabs and getting the recording going, but now it's live streaming. I am super glad to be here in this call because I was working on the covenant and I actually have some questions, but it's pretty much, it's like a done thing, but I have questions about it, so I'm glad to be here. And what's most alive for me right now? Well, you know what? I just want to tell you guys, somebody came and fixed my fridge today. Isn't that great? Yes! I can fill it with fruit again. I was like, not doing so good on just like a few bananas and things are starting to go bad. And I'll pass it to Ashley.
Hey guys, thanks Lauren. I guess what's most alive for me around the Give economy stuff is testing out this new garden on Rinkeby. That's going to be really fun to see how that goes. And I guess just closing up the last few gaps that we have with project verification and seeing what we need to do to make sure that's ready when everything else is ready. And other than that, I think that's mostly what I got. Go ahead, Griff.
Cool. Yeah, what's most alive for me? I have this new toy that a friend brought me yesterday. It's like something fun to stand on, and so I'm like dancing around more than normal, which is kind of cool. And then, so that's very alive. Also, I just got off a great call. I kind of just got this magical piece of property in Ecuador, and so I have these weekly calls, and like everything finally closed, and they started making trails and stuff like that. So it's super cool that it's happening. I'm just really excited about that. And as far as the agenda for this call, or what I want to make sure happens in sprint planning, is I feel like I have a lot of work this sprint for Giveth. So getting a plan together for the Rinkeby deployment and all that jazz is going to be, I don't know, it's very much something I have to do. So I think I have to do it. And then, but I'm very excited to be in Costa Rica during this sprint. So, and just meeting up with Forrest and just be like, Forrest, help my ADD, just keep me here and let's help keep me stay focused and I'll write this, So that's cool.
Yay! I'm so excited to jam together in person. Super, super stoked. I'm going to come hang out in San Salvador for sure. And hopefully host you guys at the domes too. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Feeling checked in. So yeah, the intention of this call overall is to talk about the priorities that we'd like to outline for Sprint 9 that we're going to kick off this week and hack on while we're in Costa Rica. So yeah, I'm curious what things we would like to strategically add here. One I for sure have is getting this Giveth Gardens Covenant finalized so that our Giveth Gardens can go live. That's one thing that is new, that's not carrying over from the last sprint. As I look through our last sprint and check out the things that are completed and versus the things that have some stuff left to do. It's launching Giveth Gardens, so I'll add that, launching Giveth Gardens. Let's see. Roadmap.
Forest to cut out.
Yeah, it looks like connection loss. Hopefully she pops back in a sec.
Do you guys know where the Notion doc that she's on is?
Not yet. Let me see if we can find it.
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Yay!
Okay, cool.
Do you know where's your, what Notion doc are you looking at? I see an Untitled Dynamite, but I don't think that's...
Yeah, it's just at the...
Oh, it is?
Oh yeah, looks like the dynamite. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It looked like it, but then I'm not sure.
Oh, hey guys, I just put it in the chat.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I thought we were sprint 9 though.
Me too. Maybe it's at the bottom now. Is that what it says?
Ah, okay, cool.
Of the last sprint, like the latest update on the last sprint, so we can copy over the things that need to be copied over, and then I transfer it to a new sprint doc after the call.
Cool.
Yeah, this way it's just all on one screen. Okay, cool. So we've got the Giveth Gardens Covenant, launching Giveth Gardens, the Rinkeby testing roadmap, the airdrop closeout. When I look at the top, what else? So the hiring, Solidity dev, hiring backend dev.
How are we with the launch announcement stuff? That might be time to make sure that's getting ready to go.
The communications messaging for the givebacks program?
Yeah, exactly. The givebacks and just the whole the airdrop, the big announcement.
Yeah, we have, I think, like 3 or 4 pieces that are in progress. I need to check GitHub and see. Well, Lauren, you're on this call. What is the status of the airdrop article that you're working on and the givebacks overview article?
Yeah, I haven't finished that. I need to work on that this week. I focused today on the covenant and the mission vision thing for the migration, but I can work on that like in the next couple of days.
We can work on that when I come over tomorrow if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. So that sounds like a great priority for sprint number 9.
Yeah. And then we already have some other pieces that are, in the queue for after the announcement pieces, more like thought pieces. So we have those scheduled, and they're kind of like next in line. But as far as a blocker for actually launching, we just need those announce articles.
I'd love to also I love the way that Gitcoin did their airdrop thing today with like the video and all the different sections. It was so beautiful. And I would love if we could make something even more fun and, visually appealing. I don't know. Maybe we don't have time for it. Maybe we don't have time or resources, but I think it would be beautiful. I reached out to my friend Calvin, who helped with the punchy launch video, to see if he wants to help. Anyway,
cool.
Just putting
nice.
it out there. Just putting it out there. I don't know. He's been doing his process, but
I love where your head's at, and I'm glad you reached out to Calvin because that first video turned out so great, and at the very least, we should at least make people watch that video, right? I think we put a lot of work into airdrops, and it's so important to make sure that people aren't just claiming it and feeling like and not seeing all the benefits of the token, right? And it's easier said than done. And Gitcoin did such a great job. That was definitely the coolest airdrop I've seen. And yeah, really cool. Want to really hold the token, right, and be part of the community, and put your token to work and get involved. So, and you learn about Gitcoin. So,
is our token?
Well, I think even if we don't have the resources to create like an awesome UX like that, like even just making a video that talks about the GIV token and the economy and how it works and things might be in our benefit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is our GIV token going to be claimed like the same kind of structure? Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're going to have some kind of place where people have to go to claim their token. Cool.
Yeah,
so we could make it pretty.
We'll be able to make it pretty. We will have, this was already built for Dapnode. And one thing Gitcoin is missing, which is in their benefit in many ways, but it's also, just something that we have in our scope, is connecting the airdrop to liquidity pools. Because right now, for instance, they don't have any. They had 100K worth of liquidity in the pool when I just looked like an hour ago. So like they don't. Their price is going to go wild, which is okay. But we're going to want to make sure that when people claim it, they know that they can go stake it somewhere. And that is built for Dapnode, and we're going to try to launch it on Rinkeby and have a good understanding of how everything works, and then improve it, make it how we want.
Cool. So yeah, I love the thoughtful ideas for things like a video, and yeah, Ashley, great point that we don't want to blow up scope here. So any cool ideas we have for how we can, with low scope, but little things we could do that would really make it a magical experience and make it more likely that people will not only claim their tokens and hold them, but ideally stake them in the liquidity pool. Which it sounds like, yeah, and we'll be building on top of this great experience we have from Dapnode.
Yeah, and any lessons that we learned from this airdrop, things that we love, we absolutely should integrate them.
So just to summarize the things that we have in our list here so far, and I'm curious if maybe we could prioritize, like put these in order of priority. The Giveth Gardens Covenant and launching Giveth Gardens, Rinkeby testing roadmap, airdrop closeout, hiring the Solidity dev, hiring the backend dev, 3box integration, project verification, it just says next steps. The Givebacks program, communication messaging, and then the design stuff from Marco around the Givebacks program. Is there anything else that's nagging to be added to this planning list?
It feels like a good amount for this sprint. There's still more stuff that we'll have to do before launch, like this airdrop page we're talking about and that UX and everything, and actually building the givebacks. But I think this is I think this is good for the sprint. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good for the sprint. I don't know if I think going givebacks just design is probably less. When you say UI, do you mean UX?
I mean, what we talked about yesterday, which was UI for the 3box verification. Oh, sorry. Damn, these obnoxious, teenagers going by on their moto bikes. I remember when I did shit like that in high school. So I'm referring to the verified project badge, as well as the UI for the 3box verification integration flow, and the like pop-up window note for the donate page for eligible projects that mentions like how many give tokens are going to be rewarded for that 2-week period.
Okay, so so the designs for the, because like we're not actually going to build the front end in this sprint for sure.
Right.
So give backs.
I guess I also wanted to check in with you guys and see where we're at for verification parties. If we want to hold another verification party this sprint, we've got 4 responses that haven't been reviewed and 2 projects that have been communicated with but have yet to fill out the form. Or whether I should do another round of projects or where we should go with project verification. And another personal action item I can take for this sprint is to migrate our type form to the new Giveth account rather than being on the common stack account.
What do you think, Ashley? Do you think we should do another verification party soon, or do you think we should wait until we're closer to being ready to go live?
I mean, it doesn't hurt to do it if we all think we have the if we have the bandwidth left. Last time we talked about assigning the projects or the applications to certain people. We review them on our own and then come back with any questions or concerns to the verification party. That way we're not sitting in the call together, reviewing different things and using our time. We could be using our time in a better way. So I don't think it would be too much work for us to do that. And maybe, I mean, we already have the back end thing, the true or false Boolean, so we can start to at least get them in the database. After this, I can propose a list to James and he'll go in and manually change them, he said. So.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds like it'll be beneficial to do another round of practice. So let's schedule that.
I mean, I definitely think so. Every time that we do a verification round, we've been changing a lot of things, like the type form and questions, and we know a lot of questions come up. So it seems like it's a really valuable process, and we should just keep doing it until it gets boring.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that every time I've learned so much in different ways that we can look at things and what our eligibility requirements can kind of be going forward. I know we'll have 3 bucks, but I think there's also some like ethical and moral concepts that come into play as well. So it's interesting to explore those areas and see how we can do it better each time.
And yeah,
Awesome.
back to the topic we were talking about right before, you just reminded me with the 3-box step, that might be we have some designs for Marco related to 3-box verification, and that stuff is stuff that I think we are hopeful to prioritize with the devs this spring.
Awesome. How high do we think that is on our priority list for this sprint? I have at the moment airdrop closeout at the top, since that one's been on our list a few rounds. And then I also put the Covenant and Giveth Garden stuff at the top because that feels like a relatively easy one for us to tackle.
Yeah, agreed.
Does anyone have an idea of like how high on the dev's priority list 3.8-box integration is for this next sprint? Just trying to judge like where I should put this on our list.
Well, we have the dev meeting tomorrow, and I can ask them like to make it a priority. But I mean, we're just doing this like next thing and working out the final bugs on that, and then I think it's sort of like up to the team. So I think 3 is pretty important, and then the other thing was making staging available on Rinkeby. So I already talked to Mateo about both of those things, and he was like, yeah, okay, I can put it on my list for this week.
Cool. So yeah, it sounds like we can hopefully prioritize those for this sprint, make those the top priorities. Rinkeby and 3-box.
Yeah.
After Next.js is all done and those bugs are squashed.
Definitely. I'll mention it as well in the dev call tomorrow.
Awesome. And then what do you think about the hiring process of the Solidity developer and the backend developer? I haven't gotten feedback from James yet. He just messaged me back and said, was this decided in governance about the backend developer role that I asked him to take a look at? So I don't know. I just told him, no, it's something that like we discussed on our Give Token sprints as a need. So yeah, I don't really know what the communication is with James. I'm kind of out of the loop there, but feels like those are high priorities as well.
So that was the first time James was hearing that we were thinking about hiring a back-end dev?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's the first time I had spoken with him about it. I don't know if someone else had, but I just, I let him know that we were interested and that I had created this role description and would love to get his input. And then he just said, was that agreed in governance?
Okay. So I thought I had heard that he knew that we had talked about hiring a new backend dev. Sounds like, there's some nods. But I don't think we talked about it. I can't remember if we talked about it in governance or not yet.
Well, we could definitely bring it up if he's at the developer meeting tomorrow. I'm not sure if he will be or not. But.
Yeah, I'm just DMing him too.
Okay, so how I have it ordered for now, and I'm just curious if there is any other input or if you guys would like to see this organized in a different way. I have airdrop closeout at the top, then the Giveth Gardens Covenant and launching Giveth Gardens, followed by the Rinkeby testing roadmap, 3-box integration, and making staging.giveth.io available on the Rinkeby network. Then I have the hiring processes for the Solidity dev and the backend dev. Then the blockers for the Givebacks program launch, which is I put communication messaging at the top because that's something that multiple of us are working on. So it's going to be easier for us to get that one like checked complete. And then I put like Marco's design stuff, and then I put project verification at the bottom, not because it's like a challenging one, but more that it's not as much of a blocker for launch because we do already have a process set up. It's just more that we're doing additional iterations of it. What do y'all think about that priority list?
I think that looks great for us.
Okay, cool. Well, then I think in 27 minutes we accomplished our goal of pre-planning the priorities. I propose that since we've got some extra time, Lauren, I believe in your check-in, I believe that you said you were working on the Giveth Gardens Covenant today and you had some questions. Maybe we can help you hack on that.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, I wrote it and I basically just kind of like put in our vision. I can put it in the chat, but I have a specific question. Are we, I don't really understand the proposals that are going to be going through the gardens. And like, so people will be able to like stake tokens to vote on proposals. And then is it going to be like OneHive where then we're funding proposals with Give tokens? Yeah. Oh, great. Oh, amazing. Well, I think the Covenant is fine then, but you can take a look at it because I honestly just slightly adapted what we had as like our Giveth vision and then forked the majority of what OneHive said because it was really mostly having to do with like don't sexually harass or like insult or troll people and like stay in line with our values. And that was like basically what it said. So I almost just changed everywhere it said one hive to Giveth, and then I changed the intro.
Perfect.
Yay! Well,
Yeah, great.
Okay, awesome.
Well, what's really good is we'll see it in context, and then we'll have another round of edits later. Like it's guaranteed, no matter what, because we'll see it in context, and they'll be like, oh, you know what? Maybe it needs to be shorter, or oh, you know what? Da, 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 da. You know, and who knows what we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Great. So then that can be the first thing we check off for this sprint.
Yay!
2 minutes into the sprint, we got this.
We're on a roll this sprint. Yeah, it's a great start.
Nailed it. Okay, let's see. Are there any other requests for something to use our time to hack on? Bowen, do you need anything on the airdrop stuff you're working on?
No, but I did want to say that now that we got down here and sort of got settled during the day, I should have it done over the next couple of days, like actually. And we're extending our trip, fingers crossed, so I'll have extra time. But it'll be done very soon, swear. It's how I'm learning how to be nomadic and get work done at the same time. It's difficult at first, I think. But some of you have mastered it, so I'm sure I can get better.
You've got this. I believe in you. Superhero. Okay, let's see. Cardinal, testing roadmap, $3 integration, hiring process. Ashley, do you need any support on the like what you're helping Griff with getting organized for the hiring process stuff, like for the Solidity developer position? How's that going?
Nope. All my stuff is ready and up to date, and when I receive more information, I will reach out to more applicants.
Okay, perfect. And you don't happen to have access. I don't think Danny's back yet, so I haven't. Well, she was messaging a little bit earlier today, so maybe I will ask her. I think she has the account information for the crypto job list. I was gonna, when we're ready for the backend developer position, post there. But you don't happen to have that account info, do you, Ashley?
I don't. It just forwards
Okay.
to the email, and I reply from there. So
Okay.
I don't have the information, but I think she does. She
Okay,
was
cool.
messaging in the Discord, so maybe try to send her a message, and she might still be within internet range.
Okay, perfect. Will do. Sounds good. All right. Well, are there any other requests for our remaining time? And if not, I think we can probably drop early.
Question. When we do givebacks, are give tokens minted for the givebacks? Or no, they're just they're in a pot? No.
So givebacks will have a pre-allocated distribution, and we'll have to figure out how much we want to distribute and stuff every round, and start making some of those decisions eventually. But there's a pre-allocated amount that will be distributed every 2 weeks, and it comes out vested, so it's already going to be in the distributor, the Give distro. So.
Okay. That makes sense. Should we say anything about vesting in the covenant? No. Okay, cool. Cool.
So I just want to bring up the fact that we have our kickoff scheduled for tomorrow from 8 to 9 a.m. Mountain Time. And I'm just taking a look at the list. Edu's not normally joining our our sprint calls unless we're scheduling hacks with him. Maybe Danny or Mitch, but otherwise I think everyone's on this call right now. So I'm just curious if we want, I know like yesterday when we did our debrief, Griff, you mentioned that like some sprints it's really great that we're having such regular meetings because it feels like really necessary and there's a lot of like work that we can hack on, and other times it feels like we're meeting too much. So I'm just curious if the group would like to cancel tomorrow morning's meeting since we've already kind of discussed all the priorities, or if there's like a desire or need to hack on something together during that hour tomorrow morning.
What are the steps that we'll have to take to actually launch the garden? Like we have the covenant now, that was the one thing that was keeping us, but what steps actually need to be taken for the launch to happen?
I think am I muted? No.
No, we hear you.
I think the big thing is just making this pull request, finding our logo, finding the things that we want. And there's like just this one pull, we just make a pull request to add our data to their stuff. And then they do it just happens.
That's awesome. Well, I guess there's not much we need to do together for that then.
Yeah. I mean, they're not ready. They haven't launched fully they've launched it to Rinkeby, but not the UI. They've launched the smart contracts to Rinkeby, and they're still like, they're going to relaunch probably a couple times. So we'll beat them, but it's good. They're really excited. They're doing a lot of extra hand holding for us right now, or like I think we're going to become their premier, like, launch partner. And so that's a win-win, I think. So I think we'll kind of get, I don't want to say special treatment, but like, it seems like they're really excited about us jumping in. So
we make a pull request in their GitHub.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try to figure out how to do that.
I can, I can send you a link and we can DM.
Okay. That would be awesome. I'll find all the info, like all the right links.
Willie, I think you're on mute, but I see your mouth moving.
No, he's still on mute.
You're still muted.
Joking. You're just joking.
But now you're dancing. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
That's a fun rage quit.
I think you'll come back. There we go.
Testing.
Yes.
Boom.
Cool. Is there a GitHub issue for this? There's one other thing. Once you have that covenant, the link to the hash on IPFS, they want us to put it in this database or this spreadsheet. I'm going to post the link in that GitHub issue. Do you have a GitHub issue for this one?
For the covenant?
For the covenant?
Yeah, totally. I tagged you in it today, not long ago.
Oh, cool. Sweet. Cool, I'll post it right there. I see it. Cool.
Okay, I see Griff just shared the Garden MVP UI file in the chat.
Oh.
Sweet. So yeah, well, our garden looked pretty much just like One Hive's, but with a Giveth logo instead of, and Give token instead of honey in their logo.
Pretty much. There will be some small differences, but we're not trying to recreate the wheel for sure.
Do we have a logo for the Give token already?
I assume it's just our logo, right?
Yeah, just the blue Giveth G. Bluish purple. Hey Lauren, I see Lauren.
And the GitHub issue. Okay, cool.
Well, that's the GitHub repo that we have to make a pull request in.
Okay.
And I can, Lauren, have you ever made a pull request, Lauren?
No.
It's surprisingly easy, and maybe I could just share screen. I don't know. It doesn't sound like we're doing a lot right now. I could just share screen really show you the UI way to just do it.
Yeah, that sounds great. If we're not doing anything else, like if that's not taking away from anything that we need to do. Yeah.
It won't take more than a second, I guess. So what I would do is I would just come in here. Here's it is. Oh, look, pencil button. Little pencil button.
Hey, Forrest, can you mute? There's a lot of feedback from your thing, I think. Thanks.
And then you can kind of see like this weird JSON formatting, right? Like, okay, there's this section, these look the same. Okay, here's a comma. Okay, well, here's another comma. Okay, so maybe we'll just copy all of this. Comma to comma. And we'll just like, you know what? Let's add it to the top because we're clearly the most important. Just kidding. I'm gonna make it second.
Obviously.
Yeah, make it second. Okay, so now I just copy pasted, right? We change blah 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 blah. You know, blah 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 blah, and we just change all of these. So here's the token logo, wrap. Oh, this is interesting. We need a wrappable token logo. It's probably just the same, right? And then we can do. Looks like for these guys, they use the same link for every single one.
Is this the same basic idea and format as the Ethereum lists?
I think it's almost the same. I don't know. I haven't looked at
because it has all the same. Yeah, it has all the same info, but I think Ethereum list is a separate entity for every address for a token.
Yeah. So then just replace all of these with whatever they're supposed to be. And then when you want to make a pull request, you make a title, Giveth update. And I'm just going to go all the way through it, right? Because because I'm just going to close it afterwards and be like, this is just a test, you know? Okay, so blah, blah, blah. I added these lines. Okay, cool. I didn't accidentally type something somewhere else. That looks good. Create pull request. And then and then show it, and then hit create pull request. And boom, you made a pull request.
Oh, nice.
You have to click the green button 3 times, but you'll eventually get there.
Okay, that doesn't seem hard at all. I can definitely do that. What if we made the Giveth logo for the wrapped token like the inverted colors?
Yeah, like one of the secondary colors or something.
Yeah, your dealer's choice.
Yeah. Ooh,
I think
I
it's
love creative
cool.
license.
For address too, do you see in that repo, Griff, if what we do for address, can we just leave that blank? I know it says it's optional because we're not bringing our own token. But should Lauren just delete that line, the address line? Can you see?
I don't know. I closed it. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, let's pull it.
Address.
See if any of them don't have an address.
Yeah.
We might have to ask Gabby about that. I can ask him in the Discord so that we can all see the response.
So OneHive's address is just a person's address. It's and it's empty on XDAI.
Interesting.
Same with Agave's address, an empty address on XDAI. So I think it's just like a personal address.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll confirm that with Gabby, but cool. Sounds like we should we got to put some address in there, but it doesn't seem like it might not even matter for this test purpose, especially.
So I don't put anything, or I put something?
I think you got to put something, maybe your address to be safe. But I'm going to confirm that I'm just going to ask Gabby what we should put there.
Okay, cool. Cool. Or,
I'll
I mean,
I'll
I
ask
can
him the
message
idea
him
channel.
directly, and if you, I mean, unless you want to do it, and then let me know. But otherwise, I can just.
I'm going to ping him in the ideas channel.
Oh, okay.
Gabby has been really, really responsive the last couple of days, to the point where I'm like, oh man, I can't keep this up. So like I think he'll be hot to trot to talk in our server.
Yeah, because I guess especially because this is on Rinkeby, right? A lot of these tokens or projects don't even have a Rinkeby token.
That's right. This is the Rinkeby thing.
Or are you looking on Rinkeby too? I wonder if there's anything on Rinkeby, but probably not.
Yeah, they probably just have some Rinkeby ETH on them, but I'll check right now. Ooh, it is a contract on Rinkeby. Proxy.
Interesting.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they deploy this, if they put that in for us, honestly. Because this looks like an Aragon DAO effectively.
Well, for by ID, it is a version of their token on Rinkeby.
Looks like Gabby just responded that you could leave it blank.
Wow, that was so fast.
Wow, he's so active, so responsive.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna praise him for it.
Wow.
Praising him right now.
How Gabby is amazing.
I love getting the notification while we're on the call. Praise Gabby. So what do you guys think for our 8 to 9 a.m. mountain sprint kickoff tomorrow morning? Would you like to keep the time and hack on something, or would you like for me to cancel tomorrow's meeting and use it as like heads down time to work on our individual tasks?
I feel okay to cancel it unless anyone has other strong opinions. It's nice to have the extra focus work.
Pretty confident about moving forward with my task.
Okay. Cool beans. I'll do that then.
Thank you, Forrest.
For shizzle my nizzle. Okay, word. Well, I will transfer over the things that I'm going to start sprint number 9, doc under the Give Token section in Notion. I'll copy our notes from today's meeting and all of our sprint 9 priorities. So that'll be really easily searchable in Notion. Are there any other questions or closing thoughts for today?
You guys are awesome. Appreciate everyone.
Well, yes, that one. I second that.
I just have to say my closing thought is like, I'm really jealous of Lauren, Bowen, and Willie's rad glasses. I was kind of admiring them the whole meeting. I'm like, damn, you guys look so smart. I need to get me some glasses without lenses or something.
These are blue light
totally
blocking. They're not even like real glasses. They're just like for the computer.
Mine too.
I want those. That's awesome.
We're not really that smart. We just look smart.
Nerd.
I had a friend who used to wear glasses, like non-prescription glasses, to interviews because she thought it made her look more smart.
Legit.
That's funny. It might have worked.
She got a job at Google.
There you go.
Love it. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for jamming today. So much love to you all, and I look forward to seeing your beautiful faces on the dev call tomorrow morning.
Buenas noches,
See you guys soon.
chicos.
Thanks, everyone.
Get a good night's sleep.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.